Peace, family. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth. How y'all doing? Climb on in. Climb on in. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Y'all climb on in here. Shalom. Peace, brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses. Y'all climb on in. I wanted to talk about stress-related diseases. I'm gonna do a series on this because I don't think y'all really know how important it is to realize that most of the so-called diseases and what we dealing with is actually caused by stress. Stress-related diseases are very real. And, for this series of part one, I particularly want to focus on and spend all of our energy on high and low blood pressure. Because, there's over 50 million people in the United States alone with high blood pressure. Out of that 50 million people, 69% of them are so-called African Americans, So we see that that's attacking our families, that's attacking our people a lot. And we don't realize that it's all stress related. Whenever you get into high blood pressure, whenever you get into diabetes, whenever you get into arthritis and all these other different types of ailments, they're all stress related. And we must understand why we in stress and why we under so much pressure. And the reason why is because we are inside of a system that is completely working against us and that will never work with us. And as long as we is into this system and subscribing to this system, we're going to always be susceptible to all these stress-related diseases. High blood pressure is literally a stress-related disease. If you look at any type of boxer, any type of fighters, MMA fighters, UFC fighters, you look at any type of competitive sport, and you do the research on the analogy of when they test their bodies and they test their adrenals and they test their kidneys and they test their arteries, we notice that in order for them to perform well, they have to be in a high stress environment. They have to have adrenaline. They have to have cortisol in their blood, epinephrine. These are all the things that are being produced by the body to put the body in a state called fight or flight. When the body is in a state of fight or flight, then you're not worried about, eating. You're not worried about reproducing. You're not worried about living your daily life. Your whole focus is to survive. And that's what's going on with us. We don't realize it, but our bodies and our subconscious mind is in survival mode. It's in fight or flight all day long because we're chasing a clock or chasing a check. We got to be at a 9 to 5. We're scared of police brutality. We have stress inside the household. Baby mama fighting baby daddy fighting baby mama, children stressing out, can't find babysitters. It's just we under so much stress, and then we're eating stress foods like stress meats. When they take these animals to the slaughterhouse and the way that they're killing them, the animals are crying, the animals are screaming. So the animals' adrenal glands is releasing adrenaline. The animals' adrenal glands is releasing adrenochrome and things like that. The animals have high blood pressure because the slaughterhouses they're in is treating them, very, very hostile and killing them. So you're eating that meat and you're eating that protein. So not only you're already in a state of fight or flight, you're already in a survival mode, but you're eating animals that's in the same mentally ill state that you're in. So you're already stressed, and on top of that, you're eating stress foods, and then you're eating the neurotransmitters of these animals, and then you're taking on that stress meat, and you wonder why you have anxiety. You wonder why you have heart palpitations. You wonder why you have all these different mentally ill attacks on you, and you don't know that your whole environment is just stressed out. You're stressed out. You're not in nature all day. You're eating junk food all day. You're eating peptides and polypeptides and proteins all day. You're sucking down animals' flesh all day that have all adrenaline in it. And then you're chasing a clock all day, every day. So your subconscious mind is constantly under stress. Once you go into the stress mode, it's kind of like running away from a gorilla or a tiger. When you're running away from a gorilla or a tiger, the same thing that you're doing to this American system, the same thing that you're doing to your household when you're into it with your significant other, the same thing you're doing when you don't have no peace from your children, your mind want to run. So your body goes into fight or flight. Your adrenals kick on. Once your adrenals kick on, it's going to start producing adrenaline. Adrenaline and cortisol, which is this solvent, starts entering the bloodstream. Once it enters the bloodstream, it's called a neuroepinephrine kick or a cardiac kick, or what they call a cardiac output. And the whole thing is to open up the arteries to flow more blood into the system. And the reason why the blood and the arteries need more system is because it kind of bring oxygen to your lower extremities. The reason why it needs to bring oxygen to your lower extremities for you can go on a run, or bring it to your hands for you can defend yourself, you can fight. You see that? Once it does that, energy has to be focused in the body. That's the whole point of adenosine triphosphate, adenosine monophosphate, adenosine diphosphate. That is focused glucose in your cells to far off carbon dioxide for you can actually get the energy you need to live your everyday life. Well, when you're fighting, you're in fight or flight, that's the only thing your body is worried about. It's worrying about producing the most energy as possible for your body can either run or your body can defend itself. And you wonder why you got men that dicks can't get hard. That's because the blood is not focused on reproducing. The blood is focused on fight or flight. You wonder why you got vaginas wetness. The body is not focused on having sex. The body's focused on fight or flight. You wonder why you lightheaded all the time and your heart beating so fast and your heart is skipping rhythms. That's because there's so much blood pumping through your arteries, and then you eating the wrong food and you dehydrating your food because fight or flight, you know, slaves eat what the slave master give them. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, we are slaves. If you wasn't a slave, then you will be able to grow and control your own foods. You will be able to grow and control your own seeds. You will be able to grow and control your own lands. You will be able to have your own stores inside of your communities. But we can't, and we're not allowed to have that because we're being regulated, showing you that you're going to eat whatever on the slave master tables. You're going to eat the scraps, and your scraps is your chicken wings. Your scraps of your crab legs that y'all think is a delicacy when it really ain't nothing but spiders, sea spiders. Is your shrimp when it ain't nothing but damn cockroaches of the sea. So everything that you deem to be a delicacy and everything that you deem to actually be, you know, steaks and all of this good food is bad food for you. You don't know that you eating the scraps that's on the slave master table. You still working a 9 to 5, meaning you on the slave plantation. So technically, we are runaway slaves. When you're running away from a slave master, you're not worried about eating. You're not worried about drinking. You're not worried about reproducing. You're not worried about none of that because your body is in a state of fight or flight because you're trying to get to a place of safety. That way, your adrenal glands can start producing dopamine. You see that? And not neuroepinephrine and epinephrine. So you running around with neuroepinephrine and epinephrine and adrenochrome in your bloodstream all day. This is tiring out the kidneys because it stops functioning. It stops the functioning in the filtration. You worried about fight or flight. We're not trying to get rid of metabolic waste. I'm fighting for my life. So now what? My lymphatic system becomes stagnant. Now all the horrible food I've been eating, my kidneys is no longer filtering. So all of this lymph and all of this acid is just sitting in my kidneys, burning my kidneys up. That's called diastolic. The top part is the adrenal glands, which is systolic. Now I'm producing epinephrine, neuroepinephrine, and I'm not producing the happy hormones like oxytocin and like dopamines because I'm in fight or flight. I ain't got time to hug and kiss. I ain't got time to have good conversations. I'm on the run. I'm a runaway slave. You see that? So what happens is this turns on something called the cardiac output. It turns on your blood volume, and it turns on something called resistance. Once you go into a state of fight or flight, the whole body is focusing on getting the blood to circulate through the body the fastest for your extremities can get the most oxygen for you can get the fuck out of the way, or you can defend yourself. Now, guess what? This starts stripping the body of oxygen. Start stripping my oxygen because you're getting the neuroepinephrine and epinephrine to bring the most oxygen to the heart. This strips the body of all of its water constituents. So now all the H2O is being deprived from the arteries and the vessels of the body. What this does is dehydrate the arteries and the vessels so it constricts the vessels. When the vessels, so your arteries usually have a hole in it. I'm most definitely I'm exaggerating, but I need y'all to understand this. The arteries is this big for the blood can flow properly. For it can be ma'at. It can be a balance of blood flow. Whenever adrenaline is produced by the adrenal glands and cortisol or corticosteroids is produced by the adrenal glands, epinephrine and epinephrine is produced by the adrenal glands. This literally tightens up your body for fight or flight to get you ready to defend yourself or get you ready to run. And the reason why the blood is being pumped by the lungs through the heart valve, because the heart is not a pump, the heart is a valve. The lungs is a pump. Let's get that straight. Just the same thing. There's no such thing as the immune system. It's called the lymphatic defense system. Let's get that straight. What happens is once all these transmitters and neurotransmitters are released by the adrenal glands, it constricts because all the water starts being pulled from the cells to go to different extremities of the body, and it constricts your blood vessels and your arteries like this. Now, Blood still got to flow, because the moment blood stopped flowing, you will have a stroke. The moment blood stopped flowing, you will have a seizure. The moment blood stopped flowing, you will have an aneurysm. Or if these arteries become loose and they start to balloon out, you would die of the aneurysm. So blood still have to flow through it. So now you got blood being pumped by the lungs hella fast by the cardio output due to adrenaline and due to adrenochrome and due to epinephrine and norepinephrine. I mean, pushing the shit out of the blood through the arteries, and the arteries are constricted like this. So the blood is going to come through and push against them arteries as hard as it can, and it's going to bring the blood pressure up. That is, look, what, so we all want to focus on the blood pressure, but we're not focusing on the root cause. What is the root cause? The root cause is the adrenal glands, because the adrenal glands is the actual autonomic and sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system of the body. And this is all solar plex. That is the second brain. That is the really the first brain. That's where all your serotonin is at. That's where most of your serotonin and melatonin is being produced from, by way of the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. So we not realizing, okay, since my adrenal glands is not working right because I'm in a state of fight or flight, of course my eating is going to be bad. Of course I'm not going to eat at the right time of the day because I don't feel like eating right now, even though the sun is highest in the sky, because I'm trying to run and fight for my life. Of course I don't want any water. I don't want to hydrate myself. I ain't got time to be drinking no damn water. I am running from a lion. I'm running from a tiger. I'm running from a bear. I am running from the fucking government. Basically, I don't have time to get my penis hard and go inside of my woman for reproduction. I'm on fight or flight. Of course, I'm not going to have the right blood circulation that go through my dick to get it hard for me to have babies. I'm on fight or flight. And a lot of y'all think that the reason why your penises can't get hard is because it's full of mucus and stuff like that. Half the time it's not. You have an autonomic nervous system problem, a parasympathetic and a sympathetic nervous system problem. Your blood is focusing on every other part of your body but your penis because you're in a state of fight or flight mentally. We're on a run and we don't know it. We are slaves and don't even know it. And we wonder why we so antsy all the time. We wonder why we taking all these antidepressant medications and shit like that, because we are runaway slaves and we literally actually think we free. And that's the reason why over 68% of so-called African Americans have high blood pressure, because it is a stress-induced disease. It's not hereditary. This is stress-induced. You're in a climate that is not good for your cells to thrive in. You're eating food that's given to you by your slave masters that's not conducive for your body. You're susceptible to police brutality. You seeing your brothers and sisters getting murdered in the streets in your neighborhood. You seeing your brothers and sisters on crack cocaine and being alcohols and addicted to every substance on earth that's a chemical. I mean, we're being exploited by the government. We get treated worse than every other people on planet Earth. That's the reason why you have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, leukemia, highest in HIV, highest in herpes, highest in AIDS, highest in all these diseases, because your body is not functioning properly, because it's using all the energy trying to get the fuck out of here. It's trying to leave. It's trying to go back home. You are homesick. You are homesick. That's why you sick. That's why you ill. That's why you suffering from dis-ease. The word, not the actual thing, because it don't exist. It's an illusion. That's why your body is at a dis-ease, because you homesick. You are not in the proper environment for your cells to thrive in. This puts you in a fight or flight state. Fight or flight. Remember, every emotion, energy in motion. Remember, energy, every emotion or your water state, whenever you're in your water sign, this is energy. This is nothing but lesser dense thoughts. When you're in these lesser dense thought state and you thinking with the logical side or you thinking with your right side of the brain, notice what's happening. It's going to have and some type of neurotransmitter response. You cannot show me no emotions without a chemical response in the body. When you're happy, that's oxytocin. When you're in love, that's oxytocin. When you excited about something, that's dopamine. When you angry, that's epinephrine. When your ass is scared, that's adrenaline. When you scared and angry at the same time, that's neuroepinephrine. Every emotion or energy in motion that you can give me right now, I can give you the chemical composition of that emotion, showing you emotion is a body fluidly thing. This is by way of electricity. This is a right brain, left brain hemisphere type of connection. This is all by melanin neurotransmitters. Well, guess what's in control of 98% of all your melanin neurotransmitters? That is parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system. That is autonomic nervous system. Notice the prefix auto. These things run on autopilot. Guess what controls that? The adrenal glands, which sits dead center in the middle of your body. Now, guess what the adrenal glands sit on top of? The kidneys. So any stress-related disease is going to automatically take a big toll on the kidneys and the adrenals. So all stress kills the kidneys and the adrenals. And look, the kidneys and the heart are twins. So if it affects the kidneys, which affects the blood flow and the blood pressure and cleansing the blood and cleansing all the lymphatic system through the kidneys, then guess what? You're affecting too. You're affecting the heart. That's why diabetes, sickle cell anemia, leukemia, high blood pressure, and dialysis, which is nothing but kidney failure and heart failure, is the #1 amongst the black community, because your ass is homesick. You in a state of fight or flight and you don't know it. You are a slave and you actually think you free. And that's what's causing all of your problems. This is what's giving you all your stress-related diseases. That's it. And that's why your eating schedule off. That's why you don't know what to eat. That's why your heart is pumping it's beating out a rhythm like that. That's the reason why your lower back is hurting. That ain't your spinal cord. I got lower back problem. Negro, that's your kidneys hurting, because your kidneys is burning alive because the lymphatic system is not moving, and all them acids that's in that lymphatic system that's in your renal panel that we call kidneys is burning your kidneys alive. Them lower back problems ain't a lower back problem. You got kidney problems. That's hurting on you. Your adrenals are down and you wonder why you tired all the time. You wonder why you so depressed. You wonder why your life is just not working out. You adrenal fatigue. It's not your fault. I don't blame you. I blame the system. But now, since you know all of this information, and this information is it's at your fingertips and it's free, now if you don't do nothing about it, and if you don't change your diet, and if you don't change your environment and the way you thinking, then it is your fault. But I don't blame you right off back, because we suffer and we're dying for the lack of knowledge. I get it. This stuff, they don't give this to us freely like that. And that's my whole point and purpose of being here talking to y'all. These are stress-related diseases. Quit being so stressed out and quit having all of these different chemical responses. See, you thinking everything is just thought. Thought is nothing but chemical responses to me. I'm a biochemist. I look at everything in a biochemistry way. I try to view the world through Yahweh's eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the biggest alchemist in existence. If you look at it from an alchemist standpoint, all you have to do is change your diet and change the way you conceptualize your thoughts and free yourself from this system, free yourself from this matrix, cleanse the body, take some herbs, go on an all-fruit diet for a while, and you'll notice your blood pressure go down. Hydrate the body. High blood pressure is the lack of hydration. Hydration. All the water is being pulled from the body to go elsewhere, because the body needs energy and needs ATP to focus on everything else, like running and fighting or flighting and not eating, not drinking, not having sex, not having a good time. This is not a dopamine time. This is a neuroepinephrine time. You see that? This is an epinephrine time. This is not an oxytocin time. This is not a love time. Negro, I'm in fight or flight. You see that? This is an adrenaline time. This is adrenochrome time. I feel like my life is on the line. I'm not worried about hugging and kissing and making love and doing a two-step and all of that and kicking it. I'm fight or flight. So, of course, my blood pressure is going to be high as hell. And it show you how stressed out we is. If you check people with high blood pressure, anytime you check their blood pressure is high. Anytime. Showing you that your mind is constantly in a state of fight or flight all the time. And then, boom, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, you dying of a heart attack. You dying of stroke. You dying of aneurysms that hit you out of nowhere. All because you was living a life of being a slave. We must free ourselves, family. We must free ourselves. We must free ourselves. That's why it's so important. It's so vitally important that we actually hydrate our bodies, man. It's vitally important that we hydrate our bodies. And what I mean by hydration, I'm not only just talking about drinking water. Hydration is all in your breath, in lining your spinal cord. When your spinal cord is out of alignment, everything in your life is out of alignment. All your organs is out of alignment. We have to learn how to align our spirit, align that breath work, align that spinal cord. Get your posture straight, sit straight up. You know what I'm saying? This is a coil. Your spinal cord is the biggest antenna on your body. It's bigger than your actual hair. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system that keep you connected to the cosmos, to the cosmic realms by way of your dimple antennas. But you got a big old coil that goes up and down your back, which is the vertebrae, called the spinal cord. So once your spine is out of alignment, your whole life is out of alignment. All your plans is out of alignment. Your goals is out of alignment. Your priority is out of alignment. Everything you do is out of alignment because your spine is out of alignment. And your spines is what aligns your organs. Your spines is what aligns everything inside of your body. You don't do no breath work. You don't do no stretching. You don't do none of that, and you wonder why you so out of balance and you so stressed out all the time in fight or flight and suffering from high blood pressure, suffering from diabetes, which is a stress-related disease, high blood pressure, stress-related disease. You see that? Sickle cell anemia, whether you believe it or not, I can prove it. Stress-related disease. Cancer, stress-related disease. There's only two type of things that cause diseases, y'all. A deficiency, you see that? And toxemia are called intercellular acidosis. Them are your only two diseases. Deficiency, you see that? Some type of deficiency, or toxemia or intracellular, because toxemia and intracellular acidosis is the same thing. You either dying for a deficiency of minerals, you see that? A deficiency of amino acids, or you're dying of your own constipated cellular toxic waste. And all these things are induced by stress, whether it's mentally induced or whether it's physically induced, but it is stress. Because you are a runaway slave. You used to be gods and goddesses, kings and queens. Now you are a lower class workmanship. You working, you're going to school, paying for educations that ain't doing shit for you, ain't freeing you or your family. You working a 9 to 5, most of probably minimum wage. You got to come home, ain't got time for your children. You see that? You sure ain't cooking them nothing good. You don't work 8 hours, so you tired, your feet hurt. You sure ain't finna cook nothing that's gonna be healthy for them. It's gonna be some microwave, hot pockets, pizza roll type of bullshit, because you trying to do the best that you can do, and then the cycle keep continuing. Y'all don't see that? We in a rat race. That's why we dying, because we won't break the wheel. Who gonna stand up and break the cycle? Somebody got to stand up and break the cycle. Who is gonna be? Who is it gonna be? He entertaining y'all. This not entertainment. This real spill. Whoever you is, Fred Hampton 123. This ain't entertaining. This is real life stuff. This is real life stuff. You see that? It's time for us to heal our bodies. It's time for us to heal our minds. It's time for us to free our minds. Do your breath work. Enline your spine. Enline your organs. You see that? Make sure you hydrate the system. Take your herbs. We got to realize that we are in these cities. We're not even in a place conducive for ourselves. You live by train tracks that automatically take 5 years from your life. You live close to an airport that automatically take 5 years from your life. You inside your house with the YG towers, and you not putting no black box over there to stop all them frequencies from that Wi-Fi tower that automatically take 2 years from your life. You go to sleep next to your cell phone, that automatically give you, look, you susceptible to 98% of getting some type of cancer in your body by sleeping by your cell phones. Or going to sleep with your head by the outlets. That's why, look, start unplugging all that stuff when you go to sleep. Make sure your cell phone is in the other room when you go to sleep. We are so addicted to killing ourselves, we don't even realize it. Some people can't even go to sleep with the TV off. You addicted to the radioactive frequency coming to the TV. Don't nothing even got to be on. Long as the TV on, you can go to sleep. Or you got to plug a fan up. All of that radio frequency coming from the fan, because you have to plug the fan in the wall. Like, we're so addicted to radiation, we don't even know it, because you ain't woke enough to see the signs and what you're addicted to. It's not the actual fan and the actual TV or hearing the voice. It's the frequencies that's coming through the wall outlets. And you wonder why we so susceptible to cancer. You see what I'm saying? Everything we want to do, we want electric. Negro want an electrical toothbrush. Electrical this, electrical that, electrical this, electrical that. I just brought some new furniture for my living room. And it's all electrical. I'm like, damn, I should have looked into this before I bought this furniture. You got to plug the damn furniture up. I'm like, all this electricity just going into my kidneys. You get in your car. You're the ground for your car. You're the straight ground for your car. All this electricity and this EMF frequencies going through our bodies all the times of the day. Plus you stressed out all the times of the day. On top of that, you're not drinking enough. You're not hydrating your body enough. And then you eating acidic forming foods. And we wonder why we're the number one when it comes to disease. We're the number one when it comes to the death rate by taking care of ourselves, because we haven't been taught right. We haven't been taught right. What we need to do with this information is we need to start implementing this information. That's what we need to do. Let me block this clown real quick. Hold on. How you block this Negro? All right, he blocked, y'all. That clown blocked. And you know what I'm saying? You know how people is. People be hating like a mug. Hating because it ain't them. Truth is truth. Talking about where's the facts. The facts is hundreds of thousands of our people are dying a year. The fuck you mean, Negro? Where's the truth? Where's the facts? The facts is in the graveyard, Fred. And then you got the nerve to call yourself Fred Hampton. One of the gods, one of the many messiahs that came through here. Boy, if you don't take your ass up off my live, where's the facts? The facts is in the graveyard. People so sleep out here. It's a damn shame, man. But anyways, I just wanted to get on here and tell y'all that. I can answer a few questions real quick. Anybody that's suffering with high blood pressure, this is how you get rid of your high blood pressure permanently. Stop going after the blood pressure and actually go after the kidneys and the adrenals, because that's the root cause to the high blood pressure. Remember, the top part of the blood pressure is supposed to be at 120. That is systolic. The bottom part is supposed to be at a 70, not an 80. That's diastolic. It's where you get dialysis from. That's the renal part. All right. The best way to heal yourself from high blood pressure is hydrating the arteries. Arteries come from aries or eteris. Eteris means a vessel that holds air. The vessel is supposed to hold the blood. The life is in the blood, called the oxygen. You see that? And that's the reason why the lungs start pumping faster and the heart valve and the cardiac output, or what we call the neuroepinephrine kick, kicks in to push the blood pressure up. Notice if you take off running right now and you stop, your heart is beating fast in a mug. The reason why your heart is beating so fast and you're gasping for air is because you are pumping so much blood into the arteries to bring oxygen to the legs and to the arms, for you can get away from what you're running from. See, there's all there. It's all there showing you that high blood pressure is due to what? Fight or flight. You're running away from something and you don't realize that you're running. That's what your high blood pressure is for. You're trying to get away from what's killing you, and you don't realize that this whole damn environment is killing you, because you must change mind. You change mind, you change the environment. You feed your mind, the rest gonna follow. Because look, mind created body, body did not create mind. Mind created body to experience this reality. You have hands to experience reality, to pick up things, to do tasting and testing. You got a tongue and teeth to eat, to taste. You're tasting and you're experiencing your own creation. So mind created the creation, then created body to experience what mind created. We got to keep these vehicles right, man. We got to keep these vehicles right. All right, any questions? It says, have you ever heard of minimal change disease? No, I ain't heard of that, brother. I ain't never heard of that. If you could tell me the symptoms, I could tell you how to get rid of it, though. It says, I'm sure I have trapped into getting to know you because I disconnected my frequency with the laws of the universe, and I'm seeking truth and existence. I accept. All praises, and that's what it is, you know. The law of attraction is real. Whatever you put out there, it comes right back to you. We are all the same. We are one consciousness. We are one frequency. You know what I'm saying? We just vibrating at different frequencies. It's all one. It's just a change in degree. That's it. There's no such thing as cutting the lights off our own. It's just a different degree. Just like there's no such thing as 50 degrees and 70 degrees or hot and cold. It's just all a different degree. It's called the dial or what you would call literally the clock. It's just a different degree on things. That's how light works. That's how color works. Everything is black. Everything is black. The sun is black. The moon is black. Light is black. Everything is black. Depending on the degree and how the light hit it, it's going to change through your eyes and give you a different frequency or different colors. There's no such thing as green, yellow, purple, blue. All that is black. The way the light hit this blackness is how your eyes read the receptors of the colors. And now you say red exists, blue exists, purple exists. No, it's all black. It's all melanin. It's all carbon. It's all dark. It's all you. Everything is about us. Everything come from us. Everything in creation come from us. A car, it resembles us. Speakers resembles your ears. A television resembles your eyes. You see that? A telescope resembles your iris. Everything resembles us. Everything come from us. We are the blueprint. We are the blueprint to all creation. We are the original gods here on earth. We're the blueprint to everything. Everything was created from your blueprint. You are the true architect. Straight up, you're the true alchemist. You're a divine reflection of your creator Yahweh, or whatever y'all want to call the name. I identify it as Yahweh. Whatever y'all want to identify it as. You know what I'm saying? Tomato. I'm not here to knock nobody, because we still talking about the same scientific system. We still talking about the same thing. That's it. right, let me answer some questions, y'all. Fred watches YouTubes and do your research. I should have blocked Fred ass. Y'all shouldn't even see him no more. Probably an agent, FBI agent on here faking. Notice he ain't got no picture. All right, what snacks should a working man replace the junk foods with? First thing we got to do is replace that word snack. The word snack comes from the word snatch. This is caveman language. What happens is the caveman used to rob each other for their food, and they called it snatch food. They then turned snatch food into snack food. That's why snack food, you eat it on the go. You eat it on the run, because in the caves, they snatched each other food, and they ran into the ground and ate each other food. So we got to change that word snack food, because it means snatch food. You don't never want to eat on the run, because then that's adrenaline and that's bringing the blood pressure up. You acting like you got to fight for scraps to eat. So we're just going to call it transitional foods. You're eating foods in the transition of your day. The best transitional foods that you can eat, or fuel that you can eat, will be your berries, will be your fruits, things that you can just pull, pluck, and eat. Apples, oranges, things like that. That's good transitional food, but not snack food though. So we don't steal from one another. We ain't snatching nothing. So that's the best foods you can eat. The best foods that you can eat in your transition is raw foods. You ain't got to worry about cooking it. You ain't got to worry about heating it up and radiating the hell out of it, which is going to mutate the cells of the food. It's going to mutate your cells when you eat it. You see that? So that's the best thing. It'll be raw foods. Regret that I have to get back to work. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Humble Unk, it's all good, Aki. All you got to do now is just start focusing on transitioning from that work and do what you love to do and make money off of that. Money is nothing but energy. That's why it's called currency. Currency is energy that moves. It moves and you got to put it in the bank. There's banks on a river. That's why it's called a river bank. That's why you got liquid assets. That's why you got frozen accounts. It's all talking about motion. It's all talking about water, because water is emotion. Emotion is energy. Energy is currency. So when people ask me for money or ask to borrow money, I say, don't say you want some money. Say you need some of my energy, and I'll give you energy. I'll give you currency, and you can give it back. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's called. So let's quit calling it money. We're going to call it energy or currency, because that's what it is. I ordered the Eye of Lotus Atomic Strengthener. I have high blood pressure. Would this product turn on my kidneys? No, if you ordered a strengthener, it's going to strengthen the cells. To get rid of high blood pressure, you're going to need my blood builder and iron nourisher kit. That will get rid of the blood pressure, cleanse out the kidneys, or you can use the kidney and adrenal kit off the site in the kits and bundles. Them two will get rid of high blood pressure, but you got to hydrate the body, and you got to change your diet and your mindset. Because you can take all them herbs. If the mindset ain't going to change, the same disease going to still be there. Half of the diseases is mentally anyway. All right, what else we got? Yes, please and thank you. Disrupting the flow. But we here listening and vibing. Yeah, y'all don't pay attention to none of these clowns. Why does living near a railroad dying? Because you're getting vibrational frequencies that's not in tune to your frequency. You have to remember that you are an actual electrical musical instrument. You know what I'm saying? Like I always tell you, you have eardrums, doom, 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 doom. You have a heartbeat. Beat is something that's rhythmatic. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. You have organs. Organs is what you play inside of a church. You have vocal cords. Vocal cords. Chords is what you cut on a keyboard or on a guitar. You see that you have a cerebellum. Ding, 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 the bell. So your whole body is an electrical frequency tuner. You know what I'm saying? You are a transmission of energy. So when you're around train tracks all day, notice the electrical magnetic grid of a train track is have its own electrical magnetic grid. You have iron and metal pressing against iron and metal by way of electricity all day. That's most definitely going to throw off your frequency in your biofield of your body, which is going to mutate your cells. So most people that stay around railroad tracks, if you look up the statistics, they're susceptible to having cancer. Because the resonant frequency coming from the railroads is messing with their blood, messing with their lymphatic system, and messing with the K. It's called the K chains. Look it up, K chains. And this is the electrical nervous system of each cell that's in the nucleus of the cell. It throws off its rhythmatic frequency, and that's going to mutate the cells. Same thing as an airplane staying close to an airport. Just look up the statistics, y'all. You might as well stay next to a chemical compound. You might as well stay next to there. So that's why. I need help with asthma in the lungs. That's adrenal glands. Remember, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, or the autonomic nervous system, is controlled by the adrenal glands. You don't have to worry about breathing, because that is literally on a rhythmatic timer. See, I don't have to focus on breathing. I don't have to focus on my digestive system. I don't have to focus on my heart beating. That shit gonna do it regardless whether I want it to or not until Yahweh pull the clock and say it's time for you to go experience another worlds and other bodies. Until then, I don't have to focus on that because my solar plex chakra, what you'll call the autonomic nervous system, which is controlled by the adrenal glands, is in control of my breathing, is in control of my lungs expanding, and breathing in air and exhaling and inhaling, aligning my diaphragm and getting my breath work in. That's all controlled by my adrenal glands. So whenever you have lung problems and asthma problems, you're dealing with two things. You're dealing with fatigue down adrenal glands, and you're dealing with a mucus response. For one, you got too much mucus built up in the bronchial tubes because you're eating dairy products and you're eating things that's mucus forming foods all day. So get off the proteins, get off the polypeptides, get off all the meats. Don't be eating no animal's flesh. Get off all the byproducts of animals. Plus, even with honey, if you got asthma, you shouldn't even be on honey. You most definitely shouldn't be on dairy products because that's your number one cause of asthma. Then get you some licorice root. If your blood pressure is low, get you some licorice root. Also get the kidney and adrenal kit or the respiratory kit off the website. Make sure that you're getting some mullein leaf. Mullein leaf is good for the lungs. Coatfoots is good for the lungs. Lungwort is good for the lungs. Fenugreek seed. Fenugreek is good for the lungs. Red clover, flower tops, good for the lungs. Blue verivane, good for the lungs. Even mugwort, or what you'll call wormwood or bitter wormwood, good for the lungs. Start drinking you some teas. Start getting all that mucus up out of you. Black seed oil will get rid of mucus real good. Castor sagrada, it cleanse all the mucus out of the autonomic nervous system that we call the gut. You just need to get you some botanicals and some herbs in you. Get off them foods. Get on an all fruit diet. Completely cut out any dairy products and get on my kidney and adrenal. Get on my kidney and adrenal kit and my respiratory kit. Man, we heal asthma all the time. I don't even call it asthma. Remember, I hate the name. I don't believe in diseases. I just take the symptoms. The reason why I even say the name of these diseases is because y'all identify with them. But it's nothing but the body trying to heal itself. The lungs is trying to get rid of mucus. It get caught in the bronchial tubes. When it get caught in the bronchial tubes, you have an adrenaline response. When the adrenaline response, it clamps on the bronchial tubes, and then that mucus get caught in the lungs and the bronchial tubes, and you say you having an asthma attack. That is the electrical conductivity going wrong in the body. That is an overstimulated adrenal glands with mucus already being inside of the lungs and the respiratory system being compromised because you eating the wrong foods. That's asthma, and that's having an asthma attack. It's the body trying to cleanse itself. Notice in an asthma attack, while you trying to have problems breathing, a lot of coughing is happening. The reason why that coughing is happening is because the body is trying to break up coagulation and agglomulation in the lungs. It's trying to break up that mucus response for you can actually get rid of. You can actually eliminate all that mucus in your chest and in your bronchioles. That's it. The body is trying to eliminate. We call the symptoms that the body is trying to eliminate disease. That's the dumbest shit ever. How's we calling the body eliminating system and the symptoms that come from the system of the body trying to heal itself? We call it all types of diseases. These ain't diseases. This your body being God, trying to heal itself. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So that'll help you out with that. How do you feel about soy sarsaparilla? That's one of my favorite herbs. Nikita Yisrael. That's one of my favorite herbs, goddess. Especially the Jamaican kind and the Honduras kind. I drink that every day. I don't go one day without drinking my soy sarsaparilla. That's full of iron phosphate. And that's the so-called Negro or black man mineral. Every different race have their own mineral. Ours is iron phosphate. What else I got? White spots on the face, that's mineral. You have mineral deficiencies. You're lacking carbon. Same thing as a pregnant woman. When a pregnant woman get pregnant and she developed that black line in the middle of her belly, that black line is a melanin strip. That is the baby by way of the placenta and the blood sucking all of the melanin and carbon out of her body for he can help build his placenta to protect him while he's going through his evolution stage inside of the womb. That's the same thing that's happening to your body. In order to heal the body, you need the right melanin or the right carbon constituents. So it starts pulling deposits, or what we call melanin or carbon deposits, from every different part of your body to bring it to different cells to heal the body. So if you have white patches, that means it's taking melanin from your skin and pigment, or this what you'll call eumelanin or pheomelanin, it's taking that and it's going to connect itself to the gasified melanin that's in your blood, and it's going to come heal a certain part of the body. So that means you have too much acids in your body if you have white patches, because the body needs to utilize all of that melanin or carbon for it can fire off ATP to heal and bring certain oxygen and carbon dioxide to the cells. So that's all that is. So that means you need to get rid of, you got extreme acidosis going on. You need to get rid of the acids. All fruit diet. Get you some valerian root. Valerian root is full of melatonin. It's a whole lot of melanin and carbon in valerian root. It stinks to high heaven, but it's very, very good for them patches. And just make sure you go on an all alkaline diet. And if I was you, I'd get the blood builder and iron nourisher kit along with the 3 bitters off my website. That'll help you out so much. I have the black strip and I've never been pregnant. Mayam. That's all. So look, if you got the black strip and you never been pregnant, then that means your wound. That means there's some repairing that's going on right there in your center. You most definitely need to align your spine and do some breath work then, goddess. If you got the black strip and the baby ain't being there, it's like your body is trying to prepare for you. Like the body is trying to prepare you to bring something through that matrix and it's not working right. Burro bananas. I love burro bananas. Heavy metals in brain causes autism. Yes, heavy metals in the brain causes autism. Vaccine causes autism. We done heal autism and non-verbal autistic children all the time. Facts. Let's see. Hold on, y'all asking. I drink cereal. I love me some sheep cereal all the time. That's how we get rid of cancer. Mix that deal with some burdock root. Real good. We can get rid of some cancer with that. Sheep cereal is the stuff. What about minerals for Puerto Ricans? Puerto Ricans, y'all lack zinc. Y'all lack zincs. Y'all closest to mongoloids. So y'all lack zincs. Let's see. Constant random fevers for a year. That's good. Don't stop them fevers. Let them fevers keep taking place. The fevers are putting your body into a state of circulation for you can bring the goodies into the bloodstreams by way of the blood capillaries for you can rehabilitate and give energy to each cells of the body. Only reason why your body go into a feverish state is by way of the thyroid and parathyroid to get you to perspire, to get you to sweat, for you can sweat out all the toxemias because your kidneys is not working properly, and it brings your circulation good for you can get all the healing constituents inside of the blood circulation and drop it off to each individual cell in your body to heal the body or what's ever having the problem. So if you having fevers on and off for a year, keep having them fevers. Keep having them fevers. The body is trying to rid itself of something. The body is trying to rid itself of something. Remember, these are all symptoms of the body trying to heal itself. Y'all call these symptom diseases, then go to the doctor and take medicine for the symptoms. Guess what the medicine does? This so-called chemical medicine starts suppressing the symptoms. Well, if the symptoms is the body healing itself, then that means it's the lymphatic system working. So then you go get suppressive therapy. Guess what they suppressing? They not suppressing the symptom. They suppressing the damn lymphatic system. And that's why you always end off worse than before, because these chemical medicines that's mixed with crude oil and all other types of bullshit that they making in these pharmaceutical killing laboratories are suppressing your lymphatic system. And that's why you're better off not taking a medicine and taking an all natural pathway out of here, which is herbs in an all fruit and vegetable diet in its raw form. Greetings, peace, love, and light. Why do people... Damn, I can't even see what it is. Y'all asking so many questions. Alopecia. I talk about alopecia so much, y'all. I always give y'all the analogy of the leukemia ward. And when you go to the leukemia ward and you see the 2-year-old with leukemia and their hair are bald, and the reason why they bald is because of the chemotherapy or the mustard gas that they're giving them. This mustard gas is at a 1.5 on the potential hydrogen or the power hydrogen, meaning it's very acidic. So the first thing they lose is their hair. So if acids is losing their hair and they're bald because the acids, and you have alopecia and you can't grow hair, and your hair is an extension of your nervous system, that means your nervous system is extremely acidic and it's burning your hair off your head. That's an acid problem. Most definitely get the kidney and adrenal kit with a gang of 3 bitters. Your hair grow back, and also get the miracle hair oil off the site too, with the 3 bitters and the kidney adrenal kit. That'll grow your hair back. You ain't gotta do alopecia that much, man. I read you, God. I read you. Can you mix honey with the 3 bitters? No, drink the bitters that way. The bitters are bitter for a reason. It's a chemical in the bitters that have healing constituents, and that is that are resonant with the body. That's why the bitter herbs, or the bitter it is, the better it is for the body. When you drink it in this bitter state, it makes you swallow it a certain way. It connects and turns on different dendrites and melanin transmitters that's inside the brain that open up certain meridian pathways for the body, where you can actually cleanse and purge the body of things that's not supposed to be there. So it's good to drink things in a bitter state. The bitter tasting things are very, very high on the frequency chart. Whenever you drink something bitter, it's at least 70 hertz and up. You know what I'm saying? 70 hertz and up is your healing modality. That's when you start seeing healing and holistic homeostasis take its balance in place. Remember, each taste have a certain sensory receptor or sensory senses that cause a melanin transmitter to communicate with the body in a different way. All the bitter things that you eat gives you a bitter response. Notice what you start doing when you drink things bitter. You tense up, your face start moving, you start opening up all types of different meridian pathways, and you start communicating with all types of different nerve endings in the nervous system in the body. The bitters have you reacting that way because it is literally activating different dendrites and different healing constituents in the body. So don't ever unbitter something. Leave it bitter, because the bitter the better, because you get a different response for its bitter taste. I hope that made sense. I know I be sounding crazy sometimes because half the words I use, y'all ain't never heard them, and then I be making up my own words too, because I ain't just stuck in this English language, this dead witchcraft sorcery language. I make up my own word to explain what I'm saying real quick, straight up. All right. Hair loss, genetic or deficiency. Nothing is genetic. It's a deficiency. Only thing genetic be the diet. Y'all eating the same shit that your grandma gave your mama and gave your pops. That's genetic. Only thing genetic around here is diet. Now, I will say this. Sickle cell anemia do have genetic functioning traits. And you can pass down weakened lymphatic systems. You know what I'm saying? Which will eventually turn into so-called diseases. Other than that, what's genetic is that damn diet. It's that diet. We heal breast cancer all the time. Just look on my YouTube page. When they heal breast cancer several times over. We have live testimonies on that. You would need the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2 off the website with an all-fruit diet high in grapes and berries. Geogenetic level 2. How do you feel about chickpeas? Chickpeas cool, but it's full of arginine and it's very mucus forming. If you eat them raw, they alkaline, but if you eat them too raw and they alkaline process, it's still mucus forming. So just stay back on the chickpeas and don't cook them, and make sure you sprout them. Soak them in water for a day or two. Once you get that sprout, they good to eat like that. And that's for your quinoa too. Sprout them deals and eat them raw. Soak them in water. Everybody like, I can't eat them hard. Soak them in water. Soak them in water. Warts, whenever you're dealing with warts, you're dealing with a Fasciolopsis buski worm. There's no difference between HPV warts or HSV cankersaurs. It's all dealing with the same worm. It is just the viral load, or what we're going to call the peptide protein, expressing itself differently. You'll need a geogenetic level 3, geogenetic therapeutic package, herbal package level 3, and make sure you get a gang of 3 bitters, y'all. 3 bitters, 3. Look, I can't tell y'all enough. 3 bitters, 3 bitters, 3 bitters. Y'all want to really heal that body? Get on my website, order you some 3 bitters, and go on an all-fruit diet. 3 bitters and an all-fruit diet, straight up. Is it bad to smoke marijuana? It's bad to smoke anything. Anytime you put a fire to anything, you change the molecular structure and you change the chemistry. If you want to get you some weed, make sure you make marijuana tea. Make a tea out of it. That way you're using it as a tonic. Not only you can get high as heaven off of it, but now the healing modalities can start healing the body, because weed is a healing herb. Weed heals cancer, but you got to do it in its tea form. The moment that you put that fire to it like that, it makes a tar residue. That residue starts sticking to the lungs. It messes up the neurological function, and it got all types of different types of chemicals in it that actually make you very feminine in ways. I know a lot of people be giving me backlash off of that, but that's just the truth. That's the truth. Especially if you're talking about indicas and stuff like that. You just got to be careful when you're burning it, because you're making certain chemicals that matches certain sexual functionings in the mind. And this is my own research. And look, I'm not the only one that said that. Louis Farrakhan, people that came out with this same type of research that I've been speaking on for years. They just said the same thing. That's how I know I wasn't lying. Anytime you change the chemistry or put fire to anything, it's going to change the molecular structure, and it's going to change how it resonates with your frequency of your body. Remember, your body is reacting to everything. Your body is God. Nothing is changing your body. Your body is reacting. You trying to get rid of the marijuana from smoking, it gives you the head high. You see that? You trying to get rid of the liquor gives you intoxication. That's why you're intoxified. He's intoxicated. Notice the root word, tox. That's why when you wake up, you throwing up and you shitting and you pooping everywhere, because your body trying to get rid of the foreign chemistry you put inside of the body has a reactionary effect, and that reactionary effect you get addicted to and you call it a high. But really your body is trying to release itself from the toxins that you putting in it. You just like the releasing process. Some of y'all hate releasing processes though. Shitting everywhere all day. Y'all hate that. I got bad diarrhea. Y'all keep, what can I do? Having headaches, being drowsy all day. Adrenal fatigue, y'all hate them ones, but y'all sure love the other ones though. Y'all love them other detoxification symptoms. I'm drunk. I was high as hell the other day. That's your body getting rid of all of this stuff. You're feeling the effect of the actual reaction that your body is having to the foreign chemistry that's not supposed to be in the body. Straight up. How do you feel about dates? I love dates. Date sugars, date syrup. Just make sure you pit them. Make sure you pit them dates and get them seeds up out of them, because the seeds can be toxins, just like the seeds to soursop. Soursop seeds are a neurotoxin. The soursop flesh and the soursop, you know what I'm saying, the flesh is very, very good for you, but them seeds are neurotoxins, just like certain seeds of apples. You can't eat seeds of apples too much because they're neurotoxins. And the reason why is because they're full of phytic acid. Full of phytic acid. That's why seeds and beans are bad for you. Seeds and beans are bad for you. There's some seeds you can eat, like hemp seeds are good, but they don't have all the phytic acid, and they don't have the hull on them. If they have a hull on them, make sure you pulling the hull off, because that hull is full of all types of acidic things and lectins. And lectins is a chemical that's inside of plants and seeds, because plants don't want you eating them like that. They're trying to protect their seeds. As everybody else protect their children, plants want to protect their children too. And that's the reason why you have to soak things and sprout things and get it in its birthing state and eat it in its birthing state. Because if you eat it in its baby fetus state, it's going to protect itself. It got all types of antigens in that shit. You see that? If you eat it in its old age, then there's no use for it no more. That's why you have to eat things in their ripened state. Ripened things mean something, y'all. That's why certain women is more desirable and more attractive in a certain age, when they ripen. When they ripen. You know what I'm saying? When they ripen. Same thing as males. Hope y'all get what I'm saying, y'all. I know it's a lot of information. But look, I love y'all. I got to get up out of here, y'all. I got to get up out of here. I'm going to answer this last one. Healing black toenail fungus. The best way is quit eating. Don't be mixing your fruits with your proteins, and don't be mixing your starches with your proteins, because fruits go into something called fermentation. That's how you break down your foods. Fermentation then turns into fungus. Fungus then turns into mold. So you need to deworm yourself. Not only do you need to get the 3 bitters off my website, but get the parasite elimination kit. Get you some tea tree oil and some oregano oil and some sea salt. With the tea tree oil and the oregano oil, you're going to do 2 drops on your toenails a day, and you're going to soak your toes in sea salt, and you're going to scrub your toenails. Right? While you taking the parasite elimination kit, you're going to be because the fungi is a parasite. It's a microorganism that's bad for the body when it's in certain parts of the body. See, fungus in the stomach ain't bad, because that's how you break down your food, through fermentation. But when that shit starting to enter in the bloodstream and get to the extremities of the fingers and the nails, it look ugly. I used to have it real bad. But what I did was I used tea tree oil and oregano oil. I put drops on my toes all day, every day, and I scrub my toes at least 30 minutes a day in sea salt water. And I took my parasite elimination kit, and I ain't have toenail. My toes used to be black, boy. I ain't had toenail fungus. What was like 42 days later, it was completely cleared up. So give it 30 to 42 days, and it'll all be gone. Look, I gotta go, y'all. I love y'all. I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I'm going to be answering questions on my YouTube page, so make sure y'all chime into my YouTube page, Yaki Awaken. Go subscribe now. I got the whole scene. I got my models, and you know what I'm saying? I got my whole entire setup there, and I'm going to be breaking down the body and showing y'all how to heal the body on my YouTube page under Yaki Awaken. Subscribe to that. Also follow me on Facebook under Yaki Hickman. Subscribe to that, and also follow me on TikTok. Shouts out to those who are sharing my message all over TikTok. I seen one TikTok video of me. I'm almost at 1 million views. So y'all blowing me up on TikTok. I don't even need to post videos right now, because y'all doing a great job for me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. All I ask is don't take my information and act like it's yours. At least tag them or tag my website and put my name on it. So shouts out to those that are doing that. Anybody that's just taking my videos and putting them on TikTok and getting all the praises and acting like that's your information when you know it ain't, shame on you. But it's all good, because I'm not looking for praise. Only one that's worthy enough to be praised is the universal creator, and that's what it is. With that being said, peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. I love y'all indeed in truth. Peace.